Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Taylor McQuaid, and welcome to another episode of Wellness on the Rocks, a mental health podcast from the perspective of people who work in the hospitality industry. How do we grow and improve our lives professionally, physically, mentally, and creatively are the themes that I talk about on every episode. Today, my guests and I are talking about airport hospitality. One of my great regulars at Stout Public House takes me through his 20-plus year professional journey, which started with him working concessions and selling tickets in a Del Mar movie theater, to now working as the general manager of the Stone Brewing Bar located in Terminal 2 of the San Diego International Airport. Today, we're talking about the real reasons why people go out to restaurants and the importance of focusing on the service aspect, which is something that we see is falling off in the industry. Welcome to the show, Jeremy Stonebraker. Was this your decision?
It's their decision.
This was the airport's decision to move you from Stone to...
Well, because they're September 23rd, T1 opens.
Okay.
So that's when we open our first phase of all the new restaurants. So there's been moving and shaking going around.
So the whole place is sort of like they're trying to figure out how to accommodate all the new restaurants and stuff like that.
And then since there's only three of us, three GMs that have like full service restaurant, beer, wine, liquor knowledge. So... the one, Cutwater, is the only restaurant bar that's opening in phase one. So her name's Rebecca, a great friend of mine. She's the GM of Bankers Hill.
Okay.
So they're just going to go from closing and opening Cutwater to get all together.
So how many, there's a new terminal going on in the airport, and how many restaurants are going in?
There are 17 going to go in when it's totally finished.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yes, and when we get to run 14 of them. We won 14 out of the 17.
And you guys are doing, like, those restaurants do some pretty serious numbers.
So we'll have Cutwater. Like, the first phase is Cutwater, 3 coffee shops, so like Better Buzz, all local branded stuff. That's
cool, man.
That's what the airport wants. They want local branded businesses. They want all those kind of things. So then phase 2 will be more of the bars. We'll have, and restaurants will be Nova Brazil, which is a Brazilian like steakhouse kind of a restaurant, then Puestos, and then we'll have 2 like standalone bars, Kettner Exchange and Understory. So those like the bubble bars you see, like they're just bars and that's it, those kind of stuff.
And those are all like new ones that the airport doesn't have?
Yeah, those will be when they tear down the old terminal one and connect both the new T1 and T2.
I guess I didn't realize like how much business in terms of just like restaurants, like food and liquor sales that you guys are pumping out.
It's crazy. It's every day we're busy. We have a captive audience, so you're gonna have people in there every day.
Yeah, you think of like all the people flying in and out, but like I never even thought about like the fact that all those people are eating, drinking, spending. It's like a whole like division, like an entire like.
And you have a corporations that run it. There's 3 corporations in there. 4, 3 are concessions, which all handle all the food, and then you also have other ones that are like the news story, the newsstands, and all the clothing things. Then you have what's called Airport Authority, which oversees everybody.
And is there like one company that like it's High Flying Foods?
That's who I work for, High Flying Foods. So it's High Flying Foods, SSP, and HMS Host. HMS Host is one of the oldest companies in airports.
Okay.
They own all the Hawaii. They own all of Vegas. Damn. So SSP is from Europe. So they came over 20 years ago, and they've grown, and they're now. They're in North America, and they're in Canada, in Canada. And then mine's a family-owned business.
High Flying Foods?
Family-owned,
That's what I was going to ask you. Do they have, like, other airports? Or
they do. But we're very small. All on the West Coast. I think Dallas is the farthest we go. Denver.
But if you're doing all, like you said, 14, 17 plus restaurants, I mean, that's not really a small business anymore, isn't it?
No. Yeah. That's a lot of millions of dollars waiting right now.
What I'm saying,
they've been waiting.
Dude.
They've been holding on millions of dollars for the last year and a half.
Okay.
So now it's like to the point where now there is a start date. So
Yeah.
now it's getting exciting for everybody.
So my first thought process with all that you just said is like, there's probably so much room for growth in that company.
100%. And that company is all about the people. Like they give back to their managers and they want to develop their managers like it's nobody's business. They've set up lead classes. They set up workshops. They bring in people in and how to handle conflicts, how to handle all sorts of things.
They're training you guys.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
fucking developing. They're investing into the people.
And they love to promote within. They don't like to hire. I was the last AGM that was hired in the last year. Everybody else has been promoted in.
Okay. So you were working for Stone Brewing Bar in the airport.
In the airport, yeah.
In San Diego. What is it, International? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, San Diego International Airport, yeah. Terminal 2 West. So it's closer to the 2 gates 50-ish
It's
area.
a really pretty looking bar, dude.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I remember when I walked by and I saw there's a big statue out front.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like it looks very nice.
Very nice. It's big. It's bigger than you think it is, but then the kitchen's small. It's really weird because we don't have a walk-in on the floor. Everything's downstairs.
Oh,
So we
are you going up and down stairs?
all the time, yeah.
Bro,
So like we have enough supplies in our fridges to last us that day. And the funny thing is, the Stone is we're 95% a scratch kitchen. We make everything in-house. We don't buy. Only thing we buy out is like 3 dressings. Everything else we make in-house.
That's so crazy because when I think of that stuff, like that, like high volume places, I think it's just like you're just buying from like whole stores and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
it's crazy how much like we prep all day, every day. It's a lot. We order produce 6 days a week, bread 6 days a week. Our trucks come in 3 days a week, so everything's fresh. We don't hold a lot of product at all on hand.
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
So you're the AGM.
No, I was hired as AGM. I am the GM.
You're the general manager of the Stone Brewing Bar.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, but you just told me something beforehand. You're leaving to Phil's Barbecue.
Leaving to Phil's Barbecue June 30th.
And that's not because you're unhappy or anything. That's because they're seeing you as somebody who's like kind of strong, and they're like, "We're opening up a new place. We need to move you over to this place."
And it gives me multi-units. It's also Panic and Coffee is right next door, so I will run multi-units. The GM at Phil's, she's getting promoted to a senior GM. She's amazing. I pick her brain all the time. So she's going to go to. Everybody's moving around. Basically, all the GMs are moving around. I'm getting 4 brand new managers I'd never worked with. So
nice.
yeah, so it's
And now that's like the new task is like, how do I build these people up, and can I work with these people?
100%. Like, and they're there's promotions going on all the next 2 weeks that are really cool to see, and they're giving me somebody who's very strong when it comes to the computer work and understands that stuff. I'm an operator. I'm a hands-on person, so computer work is not my strong suit, but I enjoy doing it. But my AGM, when he comes over, that's his strong suit. So okay. And then I got to fit. Then the 2 other managers that have already worked at Phil's. Yeah. How do we work together now?
Yeah.
How do we build that team in September?
Do you know them? Have you?
Oh yeah, I know both of them very well. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So I know who they. Oh yeah, they're not brand new. No. They're from Phil's. The GM. I'll work with the GM for the month of July, and I'll work with those as well. And then the AGM doesn't come over until September-ish.
Bro, that's tough when you're at like a restaurant or a bar and like new people are coming in. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's like such an underrated thing is like, can you work well with other people?
Oh, 100%.
Like,
it was.
Can you
Well, it's also like when I got the job there, it was like all those people who are there have been there for 3, 4, 5 years. So it's like they all have certain ways they do stuff, and you're the new guy coming in, and
you don't
want to reinvent the wheel, but you can make adjustments to the wheel. So and then I had a GM that was there that she was no longer there about a year ago. I took over, and we did some other things to just change the whole culture mindset, not being selfish, teamwork, open communication, and it was one of the easiest, busiest summers they've ever had at Stone.
Made a difference.
Oh, 100%.
Man, I think that's can be tough is when you come into a system and the person in charge there's bad culture there. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's like that.
There's no trust. That was the biggest thing. I took me 2 weeks to be like, nobody trusted anybody. There's no communication. They don't. And then the managers didn't trust each other. Like
everybody kind of like hates everybody.
Yeah, and it was funny because one of the managers there, his name's Taylor. Me and him we get along. We're like the same person. It's funny because we communicate probably on text every day, go through stuff, and it's like, but the GM would say I didn't like him, and she would flip the script on that and do it on like we're like, no, we like this is what we are. This is who we are. So it was really weird, and it was a lot uncomfortable. I did learn a lot because afterwards, learning about like how to manage up. I know she's my boss, she's my GM, I'm the AGM, but I should have pushed her.
Yeah, how do you those people, bro, that's really hard.
And I've never done it before. I've never done it before, and like talking to my directors, this is what High Flying Food is all about, how to make yourself better. And it was like eye-opening, like, no, this is how you manage up. And then having they have a VP of cultures, she's awesome, and talking to her, we do one-on-ones on Zoom, done 2 or 3 with her, and just her outside perspective. So it's a lot, and it's very interesting every day.
Yeah, man, I found that to be really challenging. Is when there are people that are like above you on the hierarchy ladder, who like are doing shit that like is kind of fucking up the bar, or that you don't necessarily like agree with.
Yeah,
it's hard to have those conversations. But you know what I've learned is like you have to just like take a deep breath and like respectfully express how you feel.
Yeah, it's just like
it's like, yo, this is what I'm seeing. It's not that I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah,
because sometimes through those conversations, you're not always right.
Correct. Oh, heck no. I'm never. Yeah, I've had conversations now with my bartenders. I'm like, that doesn't seem right. But they're like, Jeremy, this is what we see. This is what we hear from guests. And I'm like, okay, I take your word. Then I go talk to another bartender, get those perspectives. They're like, yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And we have open communication. Then now it's effortless now. Like, we talk about it. All right, if we need to start a new how we rotate through the bar, let's do it.
Bro, yeah, communication is so important.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
And most places that I've worked at haven't had ideal communication.
Oh yeah,
it's like such an important thing, and it's just like understanding like I don't know. For me, I work at work. It's a small staff. Mm-hmm. You know, when I work with Adrian, we just flow together behind the bar. Yeah, we know where each other are. We know where each other is behind the bar. We're not bumping into each other. When somebody walks into the bar, I know he's got that aspect. I'm going to go drop the menus. He's going to greet. I got the food. It's like we're just like dancing in the restaurant together. But sometimes I've worked at places where there's so much we're bumping into each other. That's your job. You're supposed to do that. Oh, but you're not. And it's like having that like trust with somebody is really important.
Yeah, we have station rotations. We have, we put up who's working. That's the cool thing about High Flying Foods is also it's all the employees are union, but their seniority is only based in where their location is. Okay. So if they move to another location, they lose all their seniority.
Ooh, that's
kind of the fun part. Like, it's a very small family now because it's been the same.
Keeps people there.
Yeah, it's the same 10 bartenders. It's the same 10 cooks. I mean, we've had some turnover, but it's the same culture. So every morning I go in at 7:00. 7 to 7:30 is my time to do my morning routine where I have to do. And then about 8:00, I get together with all the cooks. For the 4 cooks and my lead, have a 10-minute conversation. Who's doing what? Who's going on break? What do we need to work on? What's prep? What's 911? Where we're at. 10 minutes later, we break, we go. Yeah. My lead runs the kitchen. I go out to the bar, do the same thing with the bar every morning, and it makes life so easy.
Yeah, dude. It sounds like you guys, everybody's on board.
100%.
They buy in.
They buy it in. Yeah, they saw the difference in the culture right away. So it was, literally the day she got let go, and the next day it was just like night and day.
Wow.
So
for those who don't know, airport gigs are pretty good gigs as bartenders, and even in the back of house too.
Back of the house, cashiers, baristas, everything, all aspects, utilities. You're guaranteed 40 hours a week, give or take. You're guaranteed your pay.
You're guaranteed benefits.
Full benefits. You're now getting a retirement after a year. You can go into a 401k as a utility or a cashier. Your cashier's bar and baristas all get tipped. Back of the house gets tipped every day as well. Utilities get tipped out cash every single day. So,
it's not even just the bartenders, but and it's just the volume of these airport bars. There's just always people coming in.
Always.
Like you go in those like 7 a.m. flights, the bars are still full with people.
Bars are full at 5:30. Somebody wants to drink at 5:30 a.m. because it's just normal to have a drink, and unfortunately we can't. But 6 a.m. people need their drink, and that's
it's like 6 a.m. I've sat at a bar at like 5:50, and they've been like, in 5 minutes I can serve you a drink.
Oh yeah, I don't have it. I had a picture when I was working for the other company at the bar. In Urban Crave, we literally had 45 drinks up at 6 a.m. ready to go. Because people they're right in front of people, and you can't grab them. But at 6 a.m., man, people just boom, 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 and go.
And it's just that, like, I think that you can kind of pull, from what I understand, like close to 6 figures bartending at those airports.
Oh, 100%. You're 80 to 100K with ease.
And it's not like, for... I work in the outside of the Gaslamp district in San Diego. We deal with like people who have been overserved. We deal with, mentally homeless people with mental issues. Like a lot, like I feel like you might have regulars, but it's just so much traffic coming in and out. You're just like moving.
Yeah, but you also have to give the hospitality as well, because you don't know what that person's flying out for. Could they be flying out for work? Could they be flying out to maybe see their grandma is dying, or their dad got into an accident? They're rushing out, so you can't really just churn and burn on them. You gotta still give them hospitality, get to know them. That's the one good thing I talk to my bartenders, and they do a great job, is they introduce themselves, try to talk to them at the bar, get to know them. Especially with being a brewery, you got to know your beer. So then that breaks the ice right there, and you got the conversations going right there. And we do have a lot of regulars, which is surprising. Like guys who will fly out Southwest. We'll make sure they come like 2.5 hours early for the flight
to hang out with
you guys? To come hang out with the bartenders, because they know they're there. It's like a comfort thing for them, and they have to go walk all the way to the other terminal. I'm like, okay,
that's cool, man.
Yeah,
that means you guys are doing a good job.
Oh yeah, they're.
Yeah, I told you I was out one night at Balboa Burger, and I ran into one of your bartenders.
Yeah, Vaughn.
Yeah, he was really nice, man. He was really. I was like, oh, I work at the Stone Bar. I was like, do you know Jeremy? He's like, Jeremy? He was a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I got a couple that live in OB that they're always out and about as well. So,
so I want to talk to you. I appreciate you coming out, bro. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We made it happen.
Finally, the schedule's worked out right, man.
So you didn't always work in the airports. Mm-mm. What was your first industry job? And then, like, can you kind of take me from that point to how you got to the general manager? You worked in a movie theater.
17, worked in a movie theater. So I played basketball my whole life. So my basketball coach was the GM of a movie theater in Del Mar. Said, hey, you want a summer job? I'm like, well, yeah, I got nothing else to do. I need some money. My dad's like, you want a car? Pay for it yourself. Okay, no problem. Worked in the movie theater. So there's my industry thing, because you're concessions, tickets, you're dealing with people all the time. And then it was in a little strip mall. Right across was a Mexican restaurant, and you're from San Diego. You're going to go eat Mexican food. Got to know the owner. Literally came over. He's like, so when you turn 18? I'm like, next week. And he goes, all right, you start the day after your birthday as a server, because he just saw how I worked. And I'm like, he's like, you get tipped. I'm like, yeah, okay, good, let's go. Yeah. So I quit the movie theater, went over there, and worked for him for 7.5 years almost.
Wow. So waiting tables at a Mexican restaurant?
Waiting tables at a Mexican restaurant, and basically ask questions on problems and how to, order liquor and this and that, and started bartending as most people do before they're 21, because I look like a grown adult. So helped him. It was a little small restaurant, and then right next door was a sandwich place that he bought him out. We blew it out, made a bar. So then opened a bar with that as well. So then became a bartender with him, and then
what was it? What was like the clientele? What kind of Mexican restaurant was it?
It was in Del Mar, so it was in Del Mar Highlands Shopping Center. Awesome guys, like it's a neighborhood. People, parents would drop their kids to go to the movies. They come over to Los Cabos, have a drink. So okay, so family owned, so family ran, and then you get to know a lot of the people guys. So
it's like a lot of margaritas, tequila shots,
lots of Cabo Wabo tequila was huge back then, and we were the number one selling of Cabo Wabo tequila, because the name was Los Cabos, Cabo Cadillac. Done. Okay. Going through like 10 cases a week in this little hole in the wall restaurant.
And then you used to work for Waterfront Group.
That was right before I moved to the airport about 3 years ago. Yeah, I worked for them during COVID.
How did you go from the Mexican restaurant?
I went to Chili's.
Oh, nice.
I'm a restaurant manager in Chili's, and that was an eye opener because you're going from a mom and pop restaurant to a huge corporation that was all about every little aspect. That's when I learned about portion controls and how to inventory and all this stuff. And I'm just like, ooh, eye opener. I remember my manager's training book was 95 pages.
Wow.
And it was a 9-week management training thing, and you had to take tests.
Oh, so that's serious.
It's serious. Like that's how serious they were. So did that for almost 2.5 years, and it was awesome.
Why did you go from the Mexican restaurant to Chili's?
Closed. The Mexican restaurant closed.
Oh.
Yeah.
How old were you at that time?
24, 25.
Okay.
So I'm still pretty young in the restaurant management business. I'm young.
Yeah.
At that time. So like going to Chili's, I think the GM, he's been in the restaurant business 25 years, and I think the other two managers were there for like 10 plus. And here comes me. I'm like, my last title at Los Cabos was like an assistant manager, but I mean, I never had like true management experience because I was still bartending, still serving. I would show up here and there to like manage like a Friday night, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And then I go get this job at Chili's, and it's like, holy crap, what am I doing? Like I had that, okay, or should I just go back to bartending? Like I almost thought about, but I stuck it out, and it was awesome.
Is there a reason you wanted to get into management?
It's the sports part of me. I love sports. It's a coaching aspect. I coached for years and years and years. So it's like building the team. That's how I really picture my restaurant. It's a team. I am the head coach. My managers are all the assistants. And then we tier it all the way down, and we have certain areas. So we got to, like right now it's back of the house, front of the house. So it's my offensive group and my defensive group. So this literally is, it's like a football
team.
That's
a good analogy.
It really is. So as much as it is, the back of the house is the defense because they're taking everything and holding. Hopefully no touchdowns go away. But then you get the front of the house that just goes. So you got to understand both of them. You're going to have strong ones. You're going to have weak ones. But how do you match them all?
Yeah. Some guys get cut.
Oh, some guys get cut. Some guys do it on their own. You're like, okay, well,
yeah. Okay, so dude, I hear like those Chili's jobs, those bartenders and servers, they do well at those places.
They do well. They do all those jobs. Yeah, because it's a family. It's a family restaurant. They're always going to be busy. You can have kids in there. You can have locals, and they do a good job of placing them in neighborhoods.
Yeah,
they're not off the beaten path. They're not anywhere. They're right in between like 3 hotels or apartment complexes or blocks of houses and stuff. They're not in like little areas that doesn't have people. Yeah. They're smart with it where they put people.
Okay, so you're managing Chili's, and how long did you do that for?
2+ years.
Okay, and then so you're like late 20s.
Yeah, and then I go to, where'd I go to? Rubius Diner in Mission Valley for 2 years.
What is any reason you left Chili's?
Conflict of interest between me and the general manager.
And that's what that happens, dude. That happens,
it's
bro.
Just conflict of interest, and it was learning experience both for me. But
I think people are afraid to like speak their minds and make mistakes and like, oh, I didn't work out at this restaurant. Like, bro, you can get fired from a restaurant for doing some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Learn from it and then go on to other places.
Correct, 100%.
Nobody has ever just perfectly gone through this industry.
No.
Right.
Very rare. There are people I've seen who have 20 years experience in one restaurant.
Right, but those people have probably done dumb shit at that bar at some point. You know what I mean? Like
this industry, we all do dumb shit. We all. It's the industry. That's what happens in our industry.
It's chaotic.
It's
stressful. Mm-hmm. There's alcohol involved. Mm-hmm. There's so many different types of people and emotions.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, and that's sort of like what I working at Stout, which is kind of an industry bar. Mm-hmm. I talk to industry people for a living.
100%. You are an industry bar. Like 95% of that clientele that comes in is industry.
Really,
The reason I go into Stout is because that's my comfort. I'm an industry. I go in there because you guys make me feel comfortable. I can relax, unwind, but still shoot the shit with you guys, and I'm good.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I feel welcome. It's not. I don't want to say safe place, but it's a safe place.
It's a comfortable place.
100%. Clients the guests are great there. I found out one of my best friends in elementary school and Corey is his uncle. Like it's just funny as hell. And I grew up with that family from 5th grade, and we graduated high school together.
Yeah, no, but I think like what I meant by that is like, I think it's like you got to learn how to, people like are going to take L's. Like I have friends who've been fired. I have friends who've done dumb shit at their work. It's like, try not to like completely nuke yourself where you can't get a reference.
Correct.
But it's like, it's okay to, I know I have friends here in San Diego who have like really fucked up at jobs, and it's kind of, they go through stressful things at life, something happens, and now it's like a year or two later and they're back on their feet and they've sort of like cleaned themselves up, and they have these positions and they're doing well. And it's like, I think that's like kind of one of the points that I'm trying to, I guess, like express to people is like, I don't necessarily know all the answers to those things, but it's like, it does fucking happen.
Oh, 100%. You can hit rock bottom really quick in this industry.
Fucking quick.
And you can burn a bridge that you don't think you're ever going to be able to mend it, but after years and they see, you doing good, we've all been there. Like I remember I've fired a bartender before because he was just, drugs and alcohol was a problem. Cleaned himself up and saw him kicking ass at a bar, and he goes, "I'm going to go into management." I'm like, "Good for you, dude." He goes,
"Good luck.
Can I use you as a reference?" And I'm like, "You can, but I wouldn't make me the first one, brother. I have to be honest." He goes, "Okay." I said, "But keep kicking ass. Like I can't,
I think that things do happen in this industry, and it's like, how do we professionally handle those things? I remember recently, like when we had that the Four Nations tournament.
Oh yeah.
And we had the USA Canada game, and everyone was out of town. We were understaffed. We hadn't been getting any traction for that tournament all tournament.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden that game on a Saturday night.
All of a sudden, it's Eileen and myself on a Saturday night. It's USA Canada, and it's a barn burner. We got so crushed, and I just remember being like so overwhelmed. I was like, this is the moment where I snap and lose my fucking minds. I'm so fucking close, dude.
Yeah. And I was sitting upstairs, and I was with Mike Nigro and Buddy Leo, and I'm like sitting there, and like I wasn't even comfortable, because I know what you guys are going through. That's why I was like, dude, give me your phone, I'll call. Let me call it.
So you called Chelsea. We ended up getting back up.
Yeah.
But I just remember at one point, it's like, and that's what it is like, those situations, you want to be prepared for those for like shifts like that, but like whether it's the airport bar or a Chili's or a Irish bar, like there are those moments where it's just you're so much give me this, or like it's such chaos and fire that like, do you just walk out of the restaurant, or do you just say like, I got to internalize this somehow? And it's like, how do you handle those like chaotic moments? It's fucking tough, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's like, what was it, the fog day when everything was delayed, and it was, got in at 7 a.m. and I didn't leave till 9 p.m. and it was, what we do, like $29,000 or something like that, something ridiculous, 28, whatever. And it was, I never stopped moving. And it was, but thank God I have downstairs at the airport where I can get out of a door away from everybody and go, okay, and I go in the walk-in, and you can yell in the walk-in, nobody's gonna hear you.
Is that your move?
Oh heck yeah! I yell in the walk-in when I'm mad, or throw a box, or you gotta change the soda boxes. I feel bad for those soda boxes because you punching the shit out of them. You got to. But then as soon as you get back upstairs, man, it's on. Like it's natural. Just turn the light on and let's go.
Yeah.
Like This is who I am.
Yeah, man. I think when people don't have ways to like decompress after stressful shifts, that's when you just like go home and you drink half a bottle of vodka, or you go home and you do like destructive shit. And it's like, I'm trying to just like come up with like, that's kind of one of the reasons I moved out to Southern California, man, is because I felt like in New Jersey, I was so limited being outdoors with the weather.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'm in this industry, and I know my strengths. I know what I can bring to the table, but I want to have my outside of life be different.
Correct. And that's what you have to do. You have to make sure you take your time. Like I enjoy golfing. That's my probably golf once a week now on one of my days off. And it's I get out.
You're outdoors. You're doing physical activity. You're walking around.
Having a dog, having a pet. You're going to have to go take it for 2 or 3 walks. That keeps you outside. You know, those things. Yeah. I've stopped 5-6 years ago since. 5-6 years ago. I don't have any liquor in my house, no beer, no wine, nothing. I keep nothing in my house. Just because there is that, it's so easy to gravitate to it.
When you're by yourself.
When you're by yourself and you had a shitty day and everything's pissed off and you're off the next day and you can go, or you work the next day and you're like, I can't sleep, so let me just chug whatever. I stopped that just because it's not healthy. It's not healthy. So then you get lazy. I'm like, I don't want to go to the bar tonight. I don't care. I'm good. I'll stay home. Then you don't drink, and then you fall asleep, and you wake up the next day. And you're like, all right, let's go kick ass. Let's go. That's how I
think it's a good way. I think that's really good.
So if I want to go get a beer, I can go get a beer. I can go to the store and get a beer.
But you're out. You're around people. And, it's like I think it's a balance. We can't, we have to find ways to blow off steam.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to grab another beer. Hold on 1 second.
Crown Zone. Maybe you hit the home run today for drinking this.
Would you like another one? Or?
Yeah, might as well since you're up.
I'm going to do a Guinness and switch it up. Cheers.
Thank you, sir. Best Guinness in San Diego's that stout, though. I'm telling you.
Facts, bro. Facts.
I don't drink it anywhere else. I just can't. You get spoiled there.
So okay, hold on. So you go from the movie theater to
Mexican restaurant
to Chili's,
then to Ruby's Diner.
Why did you go to Ruby's Diner again?
The conflict of interest with the GM
okay.
of Chili's and with the Ruby's had a blast and but had no growth. There was no room to grow, and that was the problem when they started closing a lot of them down because she died. Ruby, the mom, is Ruby. Okay. She passed away, and there was no room for growth. And then this is when I got the opportunity from the airport, which I never knew anything about.
So you went from
never knew anything about the airport. Like, oh, what's airport management? Okay, saw how much they're offering. I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. Never knew what it would take to run a restaurant and go interview and get hired at SSP America.
So SSP America was the airport?
It's my first job at the airport, yeah.
Okay, so you kind of had a little bit of a taste. And okay, so you do the airport job.
Mm-hmm. And then I go, COVID hits, lose that job, and then go to the waterfront group and I was a manager at Eastbound Bar and Grill in Lakeside. So
for those who don't know, East Bar Bar and Grill, or East Bar, it's owned by Waterfront Group, which owns, what is it, like 8 bars?
9 now, I think. They have the 2 in Point Loma, and they have Werewolf, Aero Club, Waterfront, the Hills. They just bought Hearth House, Eastbound. Yeah, that's about. Yeah, they're
pretty cool bars, man. They do a good job, it's I don't know, man. It's like regular. Are they dives? Like, what do they classify themselves as?
They love the dive vibes. That's what they. But they're
it's like
Eastbound's kitchen is almost all scratch as well. Like it's a dive bar with elevated food. They care about everything. Eastbound.
It's like sports, the regular people, good food. But it's like every time I've gone in there, the bartenders and staff are really fucking cool and personable.
100%. Yeah, that's what they're all about. Hey, how you doing? You'll yell bye, hi, bye all the time. Like that's just a normal thing.
And Waterfront they argue with Tivoli is the oldest bar in the city.
That is, and she says she has a documentation that she has it by like a day.
About Jessica? The Waterfront group?
Yeah,
owner?
Waterfront has it by a day. I don't know. It's a win for both of them.
But it's a cool bar, man. It's like it's a small little fucking pub in Little Italy, and it's always packed. And the people are cool and good. And I've had good experiences there.
I love it there.
So you work for them for a few years.
For 3 years,
and then you go back to the airport.
Yeah, I got over the 2 a.m.ers, 2, 3 a.m. Man, I to that point where that's the cool thing about the airport is it's the work life and my personal life. It's a better balance. We're open. Yeah, some days I got to be into work at 4:30 in the morning, but I'm off at 1 p.m. So I still have the whole afternoon to do stuff. The latest that you're there at nighttime is 11:30 at night.
Huh.
So it's not, it's not 2, 3, 4.
Oh, you're out of there at 11:30 at the latest.
At the latest.
Yeah.
At the latest. If you have inventory, you might be leaving at midnight. But those are once a month, very rare occasions. But most of the time I work anywhere from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. or I'll work 11 to 9, and every occasion to 4:30 in the mornings.
Let me tell you something, bro. These late nights, they get to me.
They do, and it was a decision. Like I was I loved the Waterfront Group, and I love Eastbound. I love the people. Love all. I still have communicate with some of the people still out there, and it was a decision for me.
Yeah.
Personally, I live downtown. 25-minute commute to Lakeside. 25-minute commute every day.
It's an hour
in the car every day. So if I'm getting out at 2:30 in the morning, 3 in the morning, I'm home at 3:30. That life it does suck, and it drives you like, damn.
So the culture of that, like dealing with the 2 a.m. stuff versus what you're doing in the airport, it's a different kind of stress.
Oh, 100%. Like, it's all my employees all my staff in Eastbound were female, so I was only male, so it was like I'm protecting them. And
yeah, you're the beef.
And I'm the beef, and I'm one.
Everyone looks at you like I got to go get through this guy.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, and I'm on the whole time, and then. We always joked in Eastbound there's nothing good happens after 11:30 anyways. So it's just like, okay, Jesus, okay, 11:30 to 1, here we go. Let's see what happens.
And I think it's good to experience, like, do those things. And there are people who do those jobs for their entire careers.
Oh, 100%.
But it's like, what do you want to, what do you try to get out of this industry and career?
Correct.
And some people like that environment. So that's where they thrive.
100%. That's their lifestyle. They enjoy it. They have a niche to it, and that's their thing.
Nothing wrong with that.
Heck
It's just yeah, man. And I, like me, I closed the bar the last like 4 nights, and I'm just like, I'm waking up this morning just like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, I got 3 days off.
I got fucking 2 hours to prep for this podcast. I get my dogs out. I gotta like go to the store. Like, yeah, man. And it's and that's why I think it's cool that you're now doing this job, but now you're dealing with stress on the general manager level, which is, it's like just different kind of stuff.
Oh, 100%. I have to do with the numbers. I have to deal with developing people, scheduling, making sure I stay within the union contract. There's all sorts of little things you have to do every single day. We have knife audits that we have to have at the airport. All of our knives are locked up on a wall on a metal cord, and we have to every 4 hours we have to log it. And if we don't log it, they can come in and take our knives.
It's very strict. They're very strict about those codes and stuff.
Oh yeah, all codes and stuff. You got to make sure. I have a badge that I can walk out basically onto the runway, but I have to make sure all the doors are shut. If the doors doesn't shut, I can get suspended for 5 days.
Yeah.
Without pay. So there's rules and regulations you have to abide by every single day.
And so I think you've told me that you're breaking down price costs for like every item that you
broke down my
sell.
whole menu in December, January. Yeah.
And so what's that like?
A lot. First, you build a spreadsheet of like your whole menu and what you put on there, and then you got to go through what a case of tomatoes goes, how many slices.
So you have a full menu of burgers, sandwiches, appetizers, and beers, liquors, juices,
wine, juices, everything.
Like, do you do the napkins and all those things?
No, those are already. They're basically already put into inventory. Okay. So then but then you also have recipe items that we make. So like our pico de gallo, like you have to break that down. A case of tomatoes, how many onions, you have to break all that down and make like that recipe.
Per cheeseburger, you got the meat, the cheese, the bun, the lettuce, tomato,
the Thousand Island dressing.
You go through fucking, I don't know, 10,000 cheeseburgers a year, give or take.
Give or take, yeah.
Or whatever. And it's like per item, what does each item cost?
Each item how much you break it all the way down. So like a slice of cheese is 20 cents.
Is it really 20 cents?
It's something cheap like that. Oh, it's crazy. Yeah. It's or like a burger patty it was like $1. No, it was $2.22 or something like that per burger patty.
Would you remember what like a burger costs you guys
to fully make all the way out? Like $4.37.
$4.30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then and people are like, well, why am I paying like $19 for a fucking cheeseburger? It's like, bro,
you're at the stadium. You're Disneyland. We're captive audiences.
People don't realize how much these places cost, and I don't want you to tell me, but like I've kind of gotten to know what the rents at some of those bars are, and they're like tens of thousands of dollars, close to like six figures sometimes.
Oh yeah, you're spending a lot of money, and it's
per month, by the way. That's a per month thing.
Per restaurant, per building, per newsstand, per kiosk, per everything. Like there's an automated kiosk that they have to pay rent to be just an automated kiosk, and they have to a company comes in and upkeeps it once a week, twice a week, but they still have to pay rent on this the size of your TV. Like they have to pay the rent, and they make numbers up. I don't know what it is, but
and you have California, which has the highest minimum wage.
Oh yeah,
or highest minimum wage for employees in the state. And, the economy that we're in, the price of goods, and I'm not like trying to like argue for capitalism right now, but I'm just like working. What's cool about what I've done, I've worked for small businesses most of my restaurant career. And the cool thing about that is I see the owners almost every day, whether it was here in San Diego or back in Jersey or New York City. And you kind of I pick their brains.
Oh yeah.
And I learn about like what it costs to run these places. And how little some of the profit margins are.
Oh, 100%. I learned that with SSP, and I learned that with one of Stout's regulars, Rich, who was my first boss in the airport. And that man is a brilliant man when it comes to numbers and analyzing businesses and doing stuff. So he taught me a lot. So when I got to High Flying Foods, I have that knowledge already there. So then it's working with my directors on, okay, hey, look, we need to break this down. We need a menu price. And they're like, I was like, Stone doesn't have one. He's like, do you know how to break down a menu? I'm like, yeah.
So before you got there,
They never had.
that?
No, they didn't do it. And so it was like,
Really?
yeah. And so it was like, we're looking at my food costs while I was all out of whack. And he's like, well, we got to start from the beginning. And I'm like, well, that means we have to price the whole menu out. He goes, yeah. He's like, they didn't do that before. I'm like, nope, I don't have a file of that. He goes, well, we're starting from scratch. So, and we did it right before the new year. So going into January, it was all ready to go. So the new year, my P&Ls have been awesome, which is a lot of credit to
What's P&L?
Profit and loss. So it's all my numbers, and that's a a feather in my cap for myself, but also for my team, who works their butt off every single day.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're not making mistakes. So yeah, I think what a lot of these restaurants do is they do inventory on the liquor and things, and they can see like, why have we spent $1,000 this month on Tito's, but we're only sold like 800. Yeah,
I'm finishing the liquor pricing right now, cocktail recipes.
That's a big deal. Like
it's a lot, because some days also, because sometimes vendors only have 750s or they have liter bottles. So you some week you have a liter bottle, the next week you have a 750. So that changes it as well. That goes from 33 cents an ounce to 47 or something like in change.
What do you think is the thing you profit most on in that bar? What's the single product?
Champagne.
You make the most off the champagne.
100%.
Do you sell a lot of it?
Oh yeah, I've ordered
really?
about 4. Oh, mimosas. Come on now, mimosas. Yeah, we go through 5 or 6 cases a week, 7 cases a week sometimes.
Okay.
Beer as well, because Stone Brewing. I mean, we go through beer like it's, I think, 30 kegs in a week. We sometimes order.
You know what's cool about you guys? You're not buying the beer from other companies. Your bar does not. It's just like, here's the beer. You know what I mean? Like, we buy a case of Guinness, we got to buy it from the.
No, we had to go through Stone Distributing. We don't go through Stone.
Oh,
no,
really?
Yeah, because that's the alcohol law. So you can't just go straight from.
You can't just take the keg off. Oh, really? Oh, that kind of sucks,
dude. Now with them selling to Sunset or Sunset Distribution, now them in Classic, so we'll see what happens with that. So now they're not a part of Stone, because Stone is Sapporo, and you're not seeing like unfortunately like those Enjoy Buys and Chocaveses, all their specialty beers. They're not making them for distribution. They're making them in house, so you can go to their Stone tasting rooms, but you're not going to see it at the airport, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we still go through Stone Distributing. We still pay the normal prices that everybody else pays here.
That kind of sucks. I think you should be able to fucking shortcut that.
Well, you
You're
think
the Stone
that, but
Bar, you know?
You think that, but I mean, it's business. It's a business. You know, they got to make their money. Like, we got to make our money.
Yeah, I guess. All right, man. Let me ask you this. Let me switch it up a little bit. What do you think, like, so you've obviously been coming to Stout Public House. I've known you for 3 years since I moved here.
Yeah.
You're a regular.
And I promised Adrian the second day I saw you bartend to not steal you. I still remember that. He looked at me, he goes, "Don't take him." I'm like, okay.
But like, okay, so you've been coming to Stout for
6-7 years now. So wait, I was in Cortez. Yeah.
6-7 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because I lived in Cortez Hill for 4 years, 5 years, 4. Then I've been in Bankers Hill now almost 3 years. Yeah.
What do you think? Why do you come to Stout? Like, what is Stout doing that you love that other bars that you found are lacking?
So I found Stout just walking around, and it's the family part of it, and then you get to know you guys as a staff, and it's comfort. I'm not my partying days are out, my bar hopping days are out. I'll go to my certain places, and that's all I'll go. I don't, I'll try new places here and there, but I'm all about comfort and what's relaxing for me. And you go to Stout, I go to Stout because I know I'm going to get taken care of. I get to shoot the shit with you guys, have buddies meet me there, whatever, watch games, enjoy it, and probably laugh half the time we do crap, because all we do is laugh there most of the time. Listen to people argue for no reason between the crew I hang out with.
Is there anything specific? Like, what do you think? Like, because a lot of bars, you could do that at any. You do that at Waterfront. You could do that at,
It's just something about that bar. I guess people like, why do you go there? And I'm like, it's comfort. It's normal for me. And people come in, they're like, I don't get it, but then I get it. Like, it's not a hustle and bustle all the time. Like, yes, you guys do get your asses kicked, like you did Saturday or St. Patty's weekend, or that Four Nations things. Like, every now and then you guys do get rocked, and you kind of look back and go, holy crap, And then I'm like, okay, I don't want to be in here when there's too many people all the time.
I think what differentiates Stout is that you have these guys, Mark, Dave, Adrian, Eileen, who are these people who have worked in this industry for over 3.5 decades.
Mm-hmm.
And they, Mark and Dave, they own the bar, and they really, the level of care that they put into this business, I think is different than what a lot of other businesses around are doing.
100%.
I think that a lot of these other bars have these young, cool, hot bartenders, and they're like, woo, let's do shots. And it's like, that's kind of the vibe and the culture. It's a little bit more gimmicky.
Yeah, Stout's an adult bar. Like you're not going there to do a 5-cent shots. You're doing there to go drink a great Guinness. You're going there to get.
You're going to go there to have a conversation with your friends, and you're going to get to know the people who work there and the people next to you.
Oh, 100%. And watch great hockey. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's not a. I'm going to go there and do 5 Irish car bombs, or I'm going to go do their JMO shots or Jaeger shots. Like, yeah, you do those, but you're not lining them up, or you're not doing Cactus Coolers or Red Bull vodkas. Like, people there, they're drinking Guinness, they're drinking another kind of beer, or they're drinking whiskey on the rocks or stuff like that.
I think it's less about what they're drinking. I think it's more about like the people that were. I think they just kind of hit a home run with where, like, it's the bar's been there for almost 18 years.
Yeah.
And they've worked it full time for those 18 years. And there are other bars in the city like that who have, these old school bartenders who are sticking around.
Yeah.
But I just think that I don't know. I think that you see a lot less of that.
They have a religious clientele that goes there all the time, day in, day out. Like, you see the same crew in there all the time.
Yeah, and I think that's like if I'm being honest, from what I see, it's hard to keep that ball spinning for 18 freaking years.
Oh God, that's in downtown in
the downtown San Diego area.
That's insane. Like, how much turnover in the last 2.5 years, just not even downtown, but just in San Diego and bars in general. I mean,
it's like every other week one of these bars is going down.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think we talk about it all the time. I go in there, we sit there and go, "Did you see what closed? Do you see this?
Yeah.
You see this? Do you see this?" You're like, "No way!" I'm like, holy crap! It's like every week. I'm like, I get it. Like, it's a tough business right now.
I think that with those 18 years, you develop this sense of like authenticity and like. I don't know how to say it, but it's like you get they age like wine.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh,
like they get like better as they get older,
100%,
almost.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just think that a lot of people, whether it's the physical aspect or the mental aspect, dip out of the bartending and they go into management or they go into other careers or they try to start but these guys have stuck behind the bar for this whole time.
Oh, 100%.
And it shows, like, you feel that care when you go in.
Oh, heck yeah.
You know? It's
awesome. That's why, you go say hi to them. That's why I'm like, some days when I can't go in there for a week, I feel bad. I'm like, I got to go see them. I got to go see my buddies.
Yeah, I think, and it's like, I think, like, I kind of like, I guess working there for 3 years now, I just observe a lot of stuff, man. I observe the customers. I observe my coworkers. I don't try to critique people, but I'm like, I think about, I'm very inquisitive. I'm like, why do people keep coming back here? Why do people have that emotional reaction when they come in here? It's because I think we do provide that safe, comfortable atmosphere for people to come and be themselves.
100%. And I picked up with you probably the first 2 times when, Adrian, when you were training with Adrian, he introduced you and you just were you started asking questions to us, and you walked away, and I kind of looked at Doug and I forgot who else was there. I kind of went, he's going to understand this because he's understanding, he knows what a mom and pop bar is. He understands how to ask the questions. He's going to get to know people, and it's going to be natural for him. It's going to be a natural thing for him to do.
There's so many, I've seen, there's this like cocktail industry movement with the speakeasies going on. And I think that's like kind of cool, but I've always been a believer of where I specialize in, it's about the people, not the product.
Correct. Yeah. Like, you got to make them feel comfortable.
So many people on social media and in these group chats and everything are focusing on how can I create this elixir of a cocktail, when I'm like, maybe that's cool. Maybe you can do that and you can have success. But I think the real power is in the relationship with people and like making people feel like comfortable.
100%.
And like the way you do that is just by talking to people.
Yeah,
and like
get to know them,
interacting. You know what I mean?
Listen to them when they want to bitch to you. Listen to them. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
sometimes it's not fun, but you got to listen to them.
Yeah, I know. It's like it's tolling. It's our job.
It's a lot. It's a lot on you. It's a lot on you every single day because you guys can having a bad day, but you got to remember when you get behind that bar, you got to be like, nope, it's not about me today. It's about them, and that's sometimes the hardest part to do.
Bro, that's hard for me.
Oh, it's 100%. I do it with management. When I've had those days where I'm like, fuck, do I really want to be here today? Jesus. And I'm like, all right, here I go. And I'm walking in. I'm like, all right, I have 12 people that I got to take care of today. And here, let's listen to their problems now. Yes. Let alone staff members, let alone, when I interact with other managers and stuff. It's,
I think people forget that, like, as we are on stage and entertainers, we are also customers at bars. So we are that person as well.
100%.
And it's like when and I think that's what makes a good bartender is the ability to turn on and turn off. Mm-hmm. And I don't think the guys I work with, man, they don't have like bad days.
No, they're
so consistent. Like, and that's what I think is.
They
is
come
great.
into work like every now and then I'll hear some stuff from Mark, and that's just because our relationship and
the venting. But I mean, like, you're not seeing these guys drag ass through their shifts.
No, they fucking as soon as they both get down there, boom, boom, boom. Here we go. They're like, sometimes even Adrian, I don't know how that guy just doesn't. That boy don't stop till he walks in till he leaves. More energy than I've ever seen in a man, behind the bar. He's nuts.
Okay, let me. I have a lot of questions. Yo, would you ever want to start your own bar? Is that in your future?
It could be, yeah. It's always been a goal. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's always been a goal since probably I was like 28, 29, 30. Yeah, about that time I was like, man, I wish I could get there. I want to do it. And it's now as I get in almost 42 in 2 months, I'm getting to that point where it's like, okay, you got a smaller window now. Like, it's something you want to look at. Like,
well, hold on, time out. You're 42.
Almost.
I think the guys who own my bar, they were like 39 when they started the bar.
I know. This is how I think in my head. I know I have longer than but it's looking more realistically now than it ever has because of what's going on in the world. Back when I was in the late 20s, early 30s, everybody was kicking ass. Everybody was doing good. Like, there wasn't any open bars. Like, nothing was for sale. No liquor licenses. Nothing. Now it's, with, unfortunately, how people are struggling with stuff, you can get an opportunity to find something that's there if you jump on it at the right time, or you have the right investors, or you have the money right then and there. So there is more room now than there has been in a long time.
I hear from everybody that it's like you see all these bars closing and failing because of the economy, because of everything is so expensive. Like, do you think that, like, my process right now is getting into a lease, and with the way costs are, with minimum wage, the cost of goods, the cost of imported beers and everything, it'd be dumb to start a bar right now. But do you do that because you think it's going to change over the next 5 years, and it's like you plan for down the road?
Yeah. If you can handle it and you can live for the 5 years and survive, you can make it. That's the whole thing. They always say the first 2 years, you're barely making even. You're working 100-hour work weeks, if not more. But if you can survive it, you can make the money on the back.
So it's almost like the concept that people talk about the stock market. When the stock market crashes, that's when you buy.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of like with all these places selling, even though you're going to eat it on the short term, in the long term, this is when you 100%.
But you also got to do your research on where it is. What's around there, how many bars are around there, how many homes are around. That's what I would look at. I don't want the structure of the bar. I got it, whatever. It has a bar, whatever, all the stuff. But I want to know what's around that area. Is it businesses, or is it families? Is it is it OB? Where is it a party area? Is it PB, or those kind of things? I want to know what the demographic is around that bar I'm looking at. The bar itself, I can make what I want to make it. I can adapt to the neighborhood.
And that's the thing is, I don't know, man. I look at like a stout, like the neighborhood has changed so much in the 18 years I've been here.
Oh gosh. And it's going to change more like as it goes, but it's surviving.
And that's what I give, like, these guys just, when things change and the Civic Center goes down and the Symphony goes down, they go, what can we do?
And now it's back.
Nothing we can do.
Symphony's been closed for 3 years, and
it's back. And dude, it's made a difference.
Oh my gosh! It reminds me of what it was when I first went there. Now the Civic Center's kicking. It's doing better. Like there's more shows. There's like Civic Center a year ago, 2 years ago, was maybe doing what 6, 7 shows. Now they're having comedy specials. They're doing more, so that just brings more people into that neighborhood. Now, yeah, the Symphony. Oh my gosh, that's your guys' bread and butter.
Yeah, and it's almost like you just got to like ride out the lows, and like and
they always knew that Symphony coming back was going to be a huge thing for them. Yeah. They were just waiting, and there's so many delays. But when you saw that drone video of, they gutted that bad boy.
Bro, that was a really cool video.
Oh my gosh, it was gorgeous. Like how much work they did. So I understood why it took so long.
What's cool about that is the guys who built that.
Yeah.
I don't know, the main construction guy, they would come in to eat like twice a week.
Yeah.
We got to know those guys.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's cool stuff to see. So it's now good to see it flourishing. And you see downtown just those things. When Civic Center's going and Symphony's going and House of Blues is going in that neighborhood.
It buzzes.
It feels better. It feels how it felt when I first moved downtown. That was what I enjoyed about a Friday night, was walking around and seeing people enjoying the day, enjoying that night.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. So I'm trying to think like, what is the only bad thing about the neighborhood is the trolley station.
Yeah.
And the fucking homeless and things like that. But
that's why I moved up the hill.
All right, man, let me ask you this. What's like the most challenging thing you have to deal with at your job? What is something that like pushes you and like that you really have to like dig in and be like, oh, I don't want to do this, but I have to do it. And how do you get through that?
Oof. Follow through. Yeah. Following through on things and delegating. Delegation is probably my biggest thing that I always struggle with, because I just do it. And that doesn't help with developing my team. So I've done this last year has been like me, like, okay, don't do their projects, follow through with them, like make them do it. So that's probably the hardest thing for me. Time management at the airport is really tough, because you have certain things that you have to get done every single day. Like every day, airport is a lot different than street side. It is very routine. Like we have to get orders in by X time every single day. Then you have breaks you have to get done, and then you have rushes, and then all of a sudden you have to go change a keg, and all of a sudden you have to go find this, find that, and then you're like, oh crap, I gotta go finish the schedules. Oh, I gotta send this off. Oh, I got
multitasking.
Oh my gosh, I write stuff down all day, every day.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%. I know what. Like we have a manager checklist that's in a binder. Like it's our Bible, has all of our order guides, everything. Then we have a daily manager checklist that has everything you're supposed to do on a Monday, everything Tuesday, Wednesday. So that helps. But then I have my other stuff that I have to do. So if I have to do a one-on-one, I have to schedule that. If I have to write a note to files, I have to have time for those. Review our sales forecasting, how to do our labor right. So like I have multiple things I do every single day, and then run the shift.
Yeah, dude.
Deal with the call out. Those kind of things where you deal with the call out. I'm cooking.
I think the delegation part is you got to like just set the tone from the start.
Oh yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm. You have to set the tone, and you have to use your tools. Our general manager team and our management team at the airport is awesome, and we can vent to each other. We rely on each other. We can, hey, I need to have a conversation with you about this, and this. Oh yeah, bro, I'm gonna come on down in about an hour. And just to be able to put your problems out to somebody else, and they kind of give you information of, oh, I've dealt with this. This is how I've dealt with it. This is what I've done before. And you're like, oh, okay. So like me, it's using my calendars, my Google Calendar, making sure I write stuff down and put like, okay, I have this on Wednesday, but I have to follow up with it the next Tuesday if I set a project up. So
just staying on top of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. I have a question for you. Sure. What do you think? I want you to critique me.
Critique you. Okay.
Tell me something that like I could improve on, because I've been your bartender for 3+ years.
Yes, you have.
And I feel like, you're one of our really awesome regulars. You come often. You always bring good energy through the bar,
Yeah.
And you spend money. No, I've never had to kick you out of the bar. I've never had to do anything stupid.
No, I've never been kicked out of Stout in 7 years. I'm proud of myself for that one.
So I've gotten to know you kind of well, and you've gotten to know me a little bit. So like, what is something that I could improve on personally?
The one thing I kind of see you do, it's a positive and a negative. You get stuck talking to people because you communicate so well to people. It's a good and a bad. It's you just got to understand when to.
You think I got to break that convo for too far?
Every now and then you got to break it a little bit. Or
really, you know, it's so funny you say that. I feel like I do that. I already do that too much. I constantly am like, hold on, I got to be right back.
But it's also it's a positive, like, because you people are going in there to have a conversation with you about stuff, and it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But then it's when you get busy, like, oh. Fuck, I gotta go. Oh, fuck, I forgot to take that table door.
Yeah, that's so funny that's what you see, because from my perspective, I do that too much. I feel like I'm like fucking telling people, like, I'm constantly like, hands, chill, stop. No, but that dude, can I say something? When I get on the shift, I feel like the whole bar just stare at me. Well, it's like
that's the thing about Stout is, one, they have the three TVs above the bar. So one, that's where all the action is. So they're going to look that way. And now you're like, are they staring at me or are they watching
No. Here's when I first get through the door. When I walk in the bar, I feel like the whole bar just looks at me and I have to say hi to every fucking person because dude, a lot of bars have doors in the back where you come through and you can sort of like come on to the bar but not at Stout. There's no back door, so you have to go walk through the entire bar. So the whole bar just looks at you when you come through the bar. I feel like it's rude when I don't stop and say fucking hi to people.
No, that's true. That is like I get that as well. When like at Eastbound, we had to walk through the front door, or every now and then we get to the back door. But it's like I'm like, man, still got 10 minutes. Give me my 10 minutes of like
mental clarity.
Yeah, this is where I understand I've got to be on the shift. Like same as when I go to the airport at work. When I go to work, I have to walk through the front thing, and my bartenders get mad at me every single day if I don't say hello or good morning.
I know, it's like,
and it's I do it all the time, and then every now and then I do it just to poke fun of them. But they'll follow me into the back to where my office is and be like, excuse me, you got to say good morning. And like, they get on me for it. And I just laugh, and I'm like, good morning. Hi, how you guys doing? I'm like, geez, can I have 2 seconds to sit the fuck down?
Can I observe? Yeah, dude. So the thing with Stout is with the outdoor patio, and it's like, I'll be walking down the hill and people will see me, and I'm just like, dude, I'm not even in the fucking door. And everyone's like, oh, Taylor, hey, it's like it's like you start that conversation with me when I haven't even walked in the front door.
You got to pull the Adrian, man, and just fucking put your head. I know,
and it's like, dude.
Put the head down and walk about 400 miles an hour, and get there.
I keep my sunglasses on. I keep my hat on. And it's like, dude, one time I hadn't even opened the door yet, and some guy goes, hey, and he goes, can I get a drink? And I just was like, dude, I'm not even fucking clocked in. And he was like, he went and told Mark on me, and Mark was like, dude, what the fuck was that? And like,
I was 2
like,
seconds.
Dude, I know, but it's like but
Mark and Dave get there, man. They just, as soon as they unlock the door, they're on. It's weird.
Well, they're pros, dude. Yeah. They're pros.
They've been doing it for years. Yeah, it's yeah.
No, but that is the thing, is like, I do feel it's interesting you said that. It's like, I talk to people for too long. Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
it's good and bad. Like I
try not to be rude to people, but it's like you fucking kind of have to sometimes.
You could be like,
you gotta cut the conversation.
Be like, hey, I'll be right back, dude. I gotta go get these drinks, or I gotta go make this drink. Like, hey, I gotta go get this customer. I'll be right back. I promise. And you come back.
I do. Like I said, bro. That's how I make money. Is talking. It's just like that's why people come to see you, is to talk to you. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be. I never want to be the bartender who's just standing there on my phone.
No.
You know what I mean?
No. Like you're very personable. That's a great thing. It's just that's a trait. It's something that comes natural. You are getting better, yes, but that's my one observation.
Huh. Okay. What do you think? What's okay? I know when we go out to a bar or anything, we observe the bars
every single time.
We can't help it.
I can't. I could tell myself a million times. Okay, he's gonna go in here. I could be on a date.
I know.
I could be on a date, and I literally will like have a conversation with my date, but I'm still all right. What's this fucking manager doing? All right, what the fuck's this bartender doing?
I know our minds are wired to just like.
I just watch.
You know what it is, dude? It's also like because we were athletes, and when we watch sports,
same thing.
Like guys in the corner, or we're mathematically inclined. So on like a bigger picture, what do you think? Like, what's the industry missing right now? What's working and what needs to change? Like
work ethics.
Work ethics. Mm-hmm. Okay, you think people are lazy?
I do.
Okay.
I think people take the easy way out of stuff. If a bartender makes their $500 in one day, I don't have to show up for the weekend. No, why not take that 500 and turn it into 15? That's those kind of things, or that's where I'm looking at. I see work ethics have gone a little bit down, and people are try to find the easiest way out of stuff.
Huh. Okay, so you see people having low work ethics. What about like bars though? Like what about the talk about like okay, one thing that I see which we've talked about is they take away the server, waitress, waiter aspect, and you walk up to the counter, not the bar. I'm talking about like you walk up to the counter to order your beer. And I think it's fucking like
it's also it's all saving labor. Serving businesses, if it's not fine dining, servers are dead. Like that business is dead unless it's fine dining. Fine dining service will always be there, but servers in general, that is a dying breed.
That's so sad.
It is 100% because that's where
the flavor and personality.
That's
is,
where
dude.
you go. That's why you go into a restaurant is to be served. Like there's not 100 bar seats, so there's only sometimes at some bars there's 10, 5, 4. There's not as stout there's 20. Give or
bar
take.
Seats, yeah.
Give or take, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's another 25 to 30 seats. Okay, so so you think about it like that, it's you guys, you, Eileen, and Chelsea, you guys serve. You guys will legitimately come to the table, bring menus. Timeout? No. You go to...
Why is it important to have that service element? What do you think?
It's the person. That's why you go to eat. You go to eat to be served. I want to be sat down, have somebody bring me. It's the oldest thing. Bring me my water. Bring me my bread. Bring me my drink. Bring me my food. I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to cook. I don't want to clean. I don't want to get my own stuff. I'm going out because I want to be served. I want to be relaxed and enjoy it. That's what the restaurant business is.
It's not about waiting in a line to walk up to a counter, ordering, and then pressing the 18% button.
Yeah.
And it's like...
And and all you're doing is turning around, pulling my beer, turning around and giving it back to me. I'm like, I'm in this industry, and I will never not tip this industry because I understand this industry. But I'm like, but you're losing... How do you get that second drink, that third drink? Sometimes I don't even might not get up for the second drink because I'm like, dude, I'm over this. Can I go to another place and go sit
Seriously, because, yeah, dude, and like somebody will come around and clear your glasses.
Yeah, not even
Why can't you just ask if you want a fucking drink?
100%.
Yo, so I remember being a kid. This is before I worked in restaurants or before I started drinking, and... we got to like a Hard Rock Cafe, the Hard Rock Hotel Cafe restaurant. Big fucking place.
Yeah.
Hot waitresses. And I remember sitting down with my family, like me and my parents were divorced.
Yeah.
Way back. This is talking fucking really young. And the fucking super hot waitress would come around and she'd pull out a napkin and she'd sit there and talk to us and get to know us. And it's like, that's the experience. That's why.
100%.
And
or
it's
even
like
even if I've gone out and like I'm sitting behind you and the table's rude to that server, I'll literally be like, hey, sit down. Take your time. Hi, how you doing? How's your night? Because if she's getting her ass chewed out or his ass getting chewed out by this food is cold and da-da-da-da-da, I'll be like, well, when they come over and ask me for a drink, like, hey, sit down, bro. Take your side. And then be like, just relax, you're good.
But I think that like that's like the element of when I was younger, at least when I remember going out, is the relationship with the people. Bro, let me tell you this. I went out with my friend Zach, who works at Urban Wood. He's a waiter. We went out in North Park, Hillcrest or North Park the other night we went to a bar crawl. Fucking got after it. Nice. Thursday night before Memorial Day weekend.
Attaboy.
Terrible idea. I was hungover all weekend.
Before your 5 straight closes.
Oh my gosh, dude, it was such a bad idea. But we ended up at this restaurant called Maple's Gone Fishing. And it's like a seafood restaurant. And it's like, dude, the people there were so just not like fake nice, like we giving us attention, but like we had such a good interaction with them. And it's like, that's why I'm going to go back to that spot was 100%. because of them, the waiter, we were sitting at the bar, the waiter who would come over and talk to us and the waitress, the bartender who was behind the bar, who made us a couple cocktails. And it's like, that's why I go back to these places.
100%.
You can have a good drink somewhere. You can have good food. But like, I think the relationship that we have built is why you guys come into Stout, and it's like that's why I also go to these other places.
Well, and we talked about the Waterfront Group. One of the best things they did is they want you to get to know your tables, your bartenders, they're your bar guests. They want you to find first timers. You find a first timer, you get $20 sometimes.
When you say first time, you mean like somebody who's never been there?
They've never been there. So that means you're taking your time but you're taking their time.
That's a good deal, bro.
Yeah, but you're taking your time
you're
taking your time making sure you get their names, you're using their names. That's the biggest one is we try to get them to use that person's name when they go, "Hey Taylor, can I get you another beer?" Not would you like another beer? When you say your name, you're like, oh, well, heck, that's awesome. Like, that feels good. Or even when they walk in, like, hey, Taylor, how you doing, buddy? Coors Light. Like, that's how that group was. They're all about the people. They're about
the management is pushing those things.
100. The owners are. They're all about the people. They're all about the people. That is one of their sayings.
That's that's kind of what I said earlier, man. Is like that's why
every time
you
go
those
in
places.
Yeah, because they're all about their people. They want to make sure you feel welcome.
That's the secret. People aren't a decent amount of these places aren't focusing on.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about the marketing on social media and the product of the cocktail. And it's like, I'm not going to say the name, but there are some companies out there who focus too much on that back end stuff, and they don't, and they're so rude to people, dude.
You lose the people.
And I'm like, I don't want to come here.
No.
And I'm not trying to say.
There's a couple bars downtown that I refuse to go to because I've had those bad experiences before. Because I've watched a bartender outside smoking a cigarette. I come in, I'm sitting down with me and my buddy, and we're sitting there for 25 minutes, nothing. And then all of a sudden, he comes back in after his cigarettes, and 4 girls sit down, and we're already been there.
Yeah.
And he just goes to those girls, and we're like sitting there. I'm like, and he walked over later, and it was literally a half hour. This is now me being.
You waited a fucking half
this
hour,
is,
dude?
This is me just now being like.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that.
But
I would go outside and be like, can I get a fucking beer, dude?
No, this was me like being the manager, and he walked over, but I was like, just so you know, we've been here a half hour. You took care of those girls before you took care of us. I said, that's really rude of you. And I was like, I won't be back. And he goes, oh, you go.
I'm not trying to sound like I am everything I'm talking about, right? That's not. I'm not saying that like I have all these perfect traits.
Yeah.
Because I know that I do have some flaws.
Oh yeah.
But that's what I observe when I go out is like it's not about like giving attention, right? I don't need people to like talk to me all day.
Oh no.
But I think I observe, like what you do is we observe how the people treat work the room.
Oh yeah. 100%.
You know what I mean?
Like I'm like right now my bartenders are we moved to straight QR codes, and my bartenders are doing a good job of being out on the floor now. And what they're doing now is when they're running food, they're looking at the name on the ticket because their name pops up.
Interesting.
So now they're not just going to the table; they're trying to figure out what the name is. So when they go up, they're like, "Oh, Matt, your BLT." I'm like, "Oh," and then Matt will be like, "Oh." So they're trying to give that personal touch, which is huge.
It is huge. It's a difference maker.
Yeah, and it
is a difference maker.
And you can watch the people who just go. They almost relax when you get to know them. Like it's like, oh, okay, now I feel at home. Even at the airport bar that they're never going to go to again, but it's going to leave a great taste in their mouth. They're going to feel like, man, last time I was in San Diego, I got to go back to the Stone. So
yeah, and I think there's a balance because if I'm being honest, and maybe like the pros would disagree with this statement, but like I can't give every single person who walks through the door the perfect experience.
No, there's no such thing as 100%.
I have to like pick and choose. And like, look, I work at an Irish bar. It's a neighborhood mom and pop place. It's not fine dining. It's not this crazy, like everything. So, but I think you try to.
No, you're never going to be 100%. But okay, if you're 97 out of 100, you're still an A. Yeah. Like that's the whole thing. Nobody in sports take our sports mentality. Nobody's ever been 100%.
Right. You don't win every game. You don't win every play.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta keep trying.
You got to keep.
I think like
3 for 10 is a great hitter in baseball.
Yeah, that's true.
That's 30%. Yeah. That's all that is.
Yeah.
So like that's what I like. People like I one thing I really talk when I see people get down because they got a bad tip, and I'm like, that's 1 out of the 500 checks we're gonna have today. I'm like, we're $4.99 for 500. We're good.
Yeah.
Like you can't let the 1, 2, 3 people because you don't know what they've gone through for the day. They just might have woken up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yeah, I think that like I'm trying to like not. You can't be a perfectionist in this industry. You got to just aim high and realize that you're going to have like a lot of failure throughout this career.
Oh yeah.
Like you had a difference of interest with that guy at that one restaurant, and it's like you're going to have those on a day-to-day basis. There's going to be customers. I remember I was like, dude, I had a customer the other day, and she was like, I want your spiciest sauce. And I was like, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean this is an Irish bar, dude.
You want Tabasco?
This isn't American. And I just remember just looking at her, just being like, trying to literally function. Like, what are you talking about?
You want a side of buffalo sauce?
Like, that's what I said. I said, do you want? We have buffalo. And I wasn't rude, but I was just like, what do you? And I was just like, oh. She was like, Tabasco? And I was like, okay, just fucking like, I don't know. And like,
you know, it teaches.
no, but it's like, and look, I think that like when you do have those moments with your customers, you got to like rebound.
Oh yeah.
And go back and just it's like that you have to be able to say, you have to have humility in this industry when you do make a mistake, when you do have a bad customer or a bad shift, and to be like, I'm going to be better the next time around, the next time I touch the table, the next time you come in. And so you got to have a short memory. That's really important.
Oh, 100%. You got to know how to kill them with kindness. Just sometimes.
Kindness. Empathy. Be kind. Lead with kindness, even for the crappy customers, the difficult customers. When you lead with kindness, I think that's like a good blueprint.
Oh, 100%. It makes it's when they calm down, they relax, and then they get off of their tangent they were on, and then you go, okay, now let me make it right. How can I make it right for you right now? I'm going to get you the meal hot, and I'll probably pay for it just because I don't want to deal with you.
I have a sports question for you. This is you're a Lakers fan.
You're a damn Celtic fan.
I'm a Celtics fan. We both
suck.
Both kind of suck this year. I don't know what the future is looking like for both of our teams. To be honest,
they need to figure something out. They need to clear up cap space and get younger and figure this, because basketball is a young team now sport with the teams that are in right now. Those are all young teams. Very young. And
now you got that young star.
The old heads it's to that point where that window might be closed.
It's really interesting because you have this icon of basketball who's arguably he's on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. Put him where you want.
Yeah.
But he's literally at the end of his career. And now you have this, it's almost like, it reminds me of when Tim Duncan was with, who is the old school center on the Spurs?
David Robinson.
Yeah. It's like that kind of dynamic you have 100%. Right now.
It was when Michael handed the torch to Kobe. Kobe handed the torch.
No, but you guys have them on the same team is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
With LeBron and Luka, and then with Bill Russell and not Bill Russell, but Tim Duncan and
David
Robinson. Yeah. So it's like, what do you guys do? Like, how do you move on would you ever move on from LeBron?
Yeah.
He brings you guys so much money, dude. I don't know, man.
But he's not going to, we're so salary cap in the Lakers is so strapped with him. He's 41 years old.
But wasn't he all second NBA all team?
Yeah, but first time he's had a knee problem ever in his life at 41. Father Time has never lost.
You did the son thing. You drafted the son. You did the season.
That was a beautiful thing. People want to say it was fixed. Okay, it was fixed, but sorry, that's awesome. That when he walked out with his son, his heart was just.
It's every family's dream.
Oh my God! You heard Ken Griffey Jr. when he stole the fly ball from his dad. It was the best thing he's ever done in his life. Like those things, that's bigger than the game. So people need to like. Touchy subject, sorry.
No, but it's like it does look like. I mean, I don't think the Lakers.
It looked like nepotism, basically.
With your roster next year, I don't think you guys can win a championship.
Oh heck no!
So what do you do with?
If we do the trade we want to do with you guys, maybe.
Who's that?
Oh, you haven't seen that trade?
No.
Porzingis and Drew Holiday for Rivas, Connect, and then we swap like.
I don't know why do the Celtics do that? I think those guys are going to leave anyways.
The salary cap. I think everybody got signed. Everybody too high. I mean,
I don't think this.
You see Giannis's contract for the next 4 years? It's like $54 million, $58 million, and $66 million.
Yeah, but that's what these guys are getting paid these days. That's what the guy Shy from the Thunder is going to get.
Oh, he's going to get and Edwards.
That's. I mean, the unfortunate. I think Jalen. I'm sorry. What's his name from the Celtics? Tatum's getting paid $60 million.
What's Brown getting paid? Brown getting paid more than Tatum, I thought.
I think maybe that's what it is. Yeah. One of those guys is. I think it's like a $60 million deal.
But I mean, it's crazy. I think it's Jalen. I think he's the one that started signing last.
All right. So my question that I want to transfer into sports is, I have a hypothetical for you. Okay, you were a basketball player growing up. You still got it?
No.
Okay, you don't. I
lost it a long time ago. Right. Retired.
So let's say you at your prime. How old are you?
My prime was probably like 25 to 28.
All right, so you're 26 years old. You are on an NBA court in an NBA arena with a full house. It's you and Russell Westbrook, one-on-one.
Oh, game. He's kicking my ass.
Hold on, time out. Listen to the hypothetical. Game to 21. You start out with 20 points. He's at 0. You play a game to 21. Losers. So every time he scores, you get the ball. can you beat him? If you beat him, you get $10 million cash. If you lose, you got to spend 3 years in prison. Do you take that deal?
No.
You don't do it?
No.
You don't think you score 1 point?
No. The NBA, I've seen 2 or 3 NBA players in pickup ball, and I played pickup ball with a couple. It's a different breed. It is the 15th player. Like who they posed this question. I saw it on social media. They said the 15th player on an NBA team could go back into college. Would he be able to carry a team all the way through March Madness? And the answer is yes.
I don't believe that. I think no way. Maybe they said that. I don't think. No way. I don't think so.
There's only 15 players per. There's times 30.
Carry a team through March Madness? I don't think so.
NBA players are a different breed. It is unreal.
I guess those guys were kind of the All-Americans and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're still. I mean, to get drafted it's crazy. Like no, and my answer is no, and I wouldn't take that bet because no.
I don't think I can score 1 point on Russell Westbrook. Not a fucking chance. Even me in my prime. No way. Yeah, no way. But that's the thing is you couldn't like stand back at half court and maybe get one.
Possibly.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like all you got to hit is one basket. And he's got to score 21 points.
But a full house in the Boston Garden. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
On the, my legs wouldn't stop shaking in enough time. Those guys are different. I was kind of
expecting
breeds.
you to say yes to that.
No,
okay,
no. I'm a realist.
All right. How's your mental health doing?
Good. I have good days and bad days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some days you get down. Some days, yeah. Some days I don't want to leave the house and just kick it on the couch and or sleep all day. Like I have those days, 100%. Some days it doesn't seem like I do, but I do. Everybody has those days.
We kind of talked earlier about you maybe someday opening your own bar. Like I guess like I like to see people succeed and grow. For people to find their purpose, level up. Like, what is that? How does that happen for you? What does that look like? What is it going to take for you to get from here to when you do maybe open up your own restaurant down the road?
I still have some stuff in my career at the airport that I want to do. And it has to be the right. All the stars have to align. It has to be right. It has to check all the boxes I want. It has to be, and then I'm gonna have to walk away from a great career. That's the best. That's the hard. That's gonna be a hard part. If I ever do that, is walk away from a great career in a great company. That would be the last straw. But I don't know. I'm happy with this company that I've been in a long time with any place I work. So
yeah, man,
I enjoy going to work right now, and I enjoy all that part of it. So it's been fun.
Would you? And that's the cool thing about your job right now is there's so much room for growth, the corporate level and things like that. I
mean, yeah, we're growing. We're opening 7. We still have 7 more to go.
That's how I feel. Yeah, man. It's like I want to meet from a me personal standpoint. Like I want to grow this podcast, and sometimes I think like, am I gonna can I do stout and this at the same time? I can right now.
Yeah.
But like long term, it's like how do you stout is a really great job. Like I would never want to walk away from it, but also you don't want to get stuck there. Like if you do want to do something else,
yeah. And
it's like you got to find that balance.
100%. It's all balance. Everything's balance. So it's can you do both or where do you cut back? Do you cut back at stout? Possibly go to 2 days a week and maybe go on call.
Yeah.
And that's that communication with Mark and Dave and Ada, like those.
Yeah. I want to grow this podcast, man. I really want to grow this hospitality platform.
100%.
It's I think the idea of this is fucking great, but it's like, can I make it happen is the challenging part. And I think that it's just like networking, and it's like I can do this podcast, but can I do it on a consistent amount of level, month in and month out, and grow and grow and grow? That's the hard part.
You would have to keep going your connections and have set schedules of like, okay, we got to get this done. Then here, like you got to try to say you want to shoot for twice a month having content out. That's good.
That's a good start.
That's a good start. And then 6 months. Okay, can I get now 3 times? Can I get it done 3 times or 4 times? Get 1 a week in.
Yeah,
and that's all,
Dude, people don't. The back end editing stuff of this is where the majority of the time takes.
Oh, I bet.
It's a lot.
Cut and
it's
pasting.
It's just like going through this whole episode, and then like exporting the video, putting an intro in, getting online, writing a caption. It's time.
Oh yeah,
it's time.
It's not just the 2 hours you're here. It's the.
They say it's like. Yeah, for every 2 hours I record, I edit for like 6.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done.
Yeah.
So it's like a 1 to 3 ratio.
Yeah.
And but then it's like, just the Instagram clips and stuff. But that's the way this world is moving in this digital movement.
It's all reels. It's all everything.
It's marketing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And I think that like when you get to the higher end level of like restaurants and business, like those big corporations and stuff, it's sales.
Oh yeah.
Like that's where the money is, I feel like, almost, right?
100%.
But you got to have that background of doing what you and I do in order to sell those things.
Oh yeah.
Because coming in and trying to sell in an industry which you don't really know anything about is kind of fucking weird.
It's really weird, and you got to have the right people to do it with you as well. Like, you can't have some people all in and some people not all in. Like, everybody has to be all in.
You got to building that team.
Oh,
like
100%.
What you were talking about, man.
Like, one of my directors, we had a great talk. We were just walking to the cars, and it was like, she goes, this management team is the best because we all get along, and we do. Every inventory night, it's the last day of the month is inventory, and that's literally when all GMs are on property at the same time. And it's very rare. We're always there, but during inventory, we have a manager running our store, so we kind of have freedom, and we'll go meet and just sit around the table for an hour and just shoot the shit. How's the week been? How's the month been? It's like our little venting session.
Building. That's how you build chemistry.
Oh, 100%. We have our bitch sessions. We go through what we had a shitty week, and everybody sits there and we laugh, and then we go on our way, and it's literally what we look forward to every inventory night sometimes.
That's good. You have something to look forward to.
Oh yeah, we can, so it's a good thing.
I think that's what a lot of people do at Stout.
Yeah.
You see that, that's their time to blow off steam and to fucking connect with each other. And
you see a lot of those guys, those business guys, those lawyers, or they work together, they go there, have a beer, shoot the shit, unwind, and you see it a lot, and it's cool to see.
It's good. It's cool to for these guys, and I just work the bar, but like for these guys to take a risk, invest into a small business in a world where I think that's like in the restaurant industry. I don't know if it's California or if it's the country, but it's like 4% of restaurants are small business. I think either in the city or state or something like that. And maybe that's wrong. I heard that statistic. But it's like to take that risk and to actually see it hit must feel really fucking nice.
Oh, hell yeah. It has to feel great for them. I mean,
I
remember during COVID, it was tough watching them. Like, we would go there just to help make sure they're okay. And man, the rent checks, they don't stop asking for rent, dude. No, they did not. And
no,
they did not. And that's a dangerous time for them when you own your own business, and your family, let alone the business, your family relies on you as well. Like, that's tough. That's why I think a lot of the regulars made sure they went out of their way to take care of those kind of places.
I think it's one thing when you're like, I'm a single guy, I don't have any kids.
Yeah.
But when you have like kids who are like, yo, I gotta get fucking bread. Like,
yeah.
I gotta put like
food on the table.
They're doing after school activities. Mm-hmm. Like your mind is in a different level.
100%.
Of how your work ethic.
I don't know what that mindset is because I don't have those. But you're not living just for yourself. You're living for other people. You got like 3 sets of eyes looking at you when you come through the door. Are we gonna be okay?
Yeah,
it's like, whew.
And I think that's why the thing me working for small businesses is I take a little bit of I observe those things.
Yeah,
those people are working on it. I'm not saying harder or better, but it's like a different level than like the big corporate restaurants where it's like you work for Hilton and it's just a job.
Correct.
It's different. It's different.
100%. But it's also, I like my work is I work because my directors have kids. The family owned, they have kids. Like, I work because I want to make sure everything's successful.
Yeah. I
don't want just myself. Like, yeah, I'm going to be successful, but with the corporation, the whole corporation can be successful. It all looks good.
Yeah. That's an interesting way to look at it too. I guess there's so many more mouths to feed, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hard to like empathize though when you have like tens of thousands of employees. Like, you can't even process that shit.
Oh Jesus, we're going. In 3 years we go from like 150 employees to like almost 450 employees.
But y'all are really getting after it.
Yeah, when we get like the phase 2 is when we really get after it. So it's a huge jump, and then
Well, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well, that's about everything I got for you.
Yeah. Maybe next time. We'll hit it next time.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate
Always, brother. Anytime.